What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more John Taylor, and we're going back to his solo album, Feelings Are Good and Other Lies. I've enjoyed the journey so far, only a few tracks in, and a very different flavor from Duran, fair to say. More guitar heavy, more rock driven, but definitely a cool ride so far. And indeed, his voice is different from Simon Le Bon's, fair to say, but I think it fits the environment in which he's singing very well, and which makes me think of, there's been a couple times where I've compared what I've heard just on the first few tunes to Smashing Pumpkins. And I've often said about Billy Corgan that his voice, although, maybe a little like outside the standard range, really fits the character of Smashing Pumpkins songs quite well. And that's sort of the atmosphere. A different voice, certainly, John Taylor's compared to Billy Corgan's. But again, one that seems to fit the sonic atmosphere that he's pursuing quite well. So we're up to the next tune on the album, which is called Everyone Is Getting It But Me. It's an amusing title. My brain goes to a few different places to try to define that it. It feels like, if anyone were to say that, like, in the world, like, I would maybe think they were talking about their sex life. I feel like a rock star, maybe that's going to be less likely to be what the it is, but it could be talking about critical acclaim or, like, artistic recognition. We could be talking, compensation or royalties, or we could just be talking respect more generally. But ultimately, it sounds like the narrator, Taylor, thinks that the world, not just, a few people, not just many people, but everyone is getting some quantity of some currency or commodity that he is not. So again, whether that's respect, whether that's critical acclaim, or whether that's fair compensation for his work and his contributions, it does sound like there's a dissatisfaction with the current state of affairs, a desire to alter conditions or bring them more into alignment with a situation where he would be getting whatever that currency is. And again, whether that's something that's like on a broad level or specifically in terms of like a specific arrangement in his life, there is, I think, an implicit desire to change things. There's a normative bent, at least implicitly, to the title. So yeah, whether we're talking respect, acclaim, compensation, or sex, I feel like it's an interesting phrase because there's a lot packed into it, both in terms of like where the it noun could go, but also in terms of just how, in what context that situation is being perceived by the narrator. So let's get to it. This is John Taylor, Everyone Is Getting It But Me, track from the album Feelings Are Good and Other Lies. Photograph here, a picture there, something about a video. I don't know though, like you said, if I was the last guy on Earth, that is kind of the phrase you hear more in relation to like potential trysts. Back in vocals.
Everyone just wants more. It's one hell of a fall off the wall. to the question of low self-esteem. You're keeping up with your reasons.
Sax just soulfully sauntering around.
Embracing the father, leaving again, leaving again. Maybe the future, maybe it's over, maybe
Goes back and forth with great. I do like the guitar work at the bottom. Like increasingly like tension-filled cacophony. Wow, I love those vocals at the end. Someone shouted out if you know who the supporting vocalist, or maybe vocalist. It sounded like, in parts, like it was just one supporting singer, but then there were a couple times where it sounded like there was maybe like some harmonizing, so I'm not sure. But yeah, shout it out if you know the ID of the supporting singer or singers. And also, yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the guitar work in that one. You know, I heard the title phrase, but there were a couple lines where he was singing like kind of really light and like soft, and like it was almost like embedded in the larger sonics to the point where I couldn't quite make out what he was saying in those parts. So not sure exactly what's going on lyrically. Shout it out if you have an angle. But yeah, a cool tune. Looking forward to the rest of the album. Again, there's more than just one solo album in there. Johnny's Girl I Know was asking if I'm going to move on to another album eventually. That will happen, but I want to go through this one first. So yeah, let me know what you think of this tune. I will see you next time. Peace.